What's up, pinball players? Kevin with Buffalo Pinball here. I've been playing a lot of P3 on the channel. You've been seeing a lot of it. I've been playing Heist, a lot of videos about Cosmic Kart Racing and Lexi Lightspeed, all the little mini games this machine can offer you. But I get a lot of questions when I stream it on our Twitch channel. People are jumping in, they're just like, what am I even watching? What is this? So I thought I'd do a little video for you today that kind of digs into the Multimorphic P3, what it is, the kind of games it plays, and what it has to offer. So let's get into it. All right, so this is the P3. It is a pinball machine, spoiler alert, from Multimorphic. It lets you play a whole bunch of different games in one cabinet. So if you got a pinball collection and you're running out of room, the P3 is an awesome solution for that. It's got a lot more cool features too. But this one's mine. I've got the Heist Playfield in there right now. So how it works is you'll see the bottom, like 2/3 of the playfield or so are it's an interactive LCD screen. So another question I get a lot is, does the ball destroy the screen when it rolls on it? No, it doesn't, because it doesn't actually roll on the screen. It rolls on a sheet of plastic that's above the screen, and I'll show you how that comes out in a little bit. But there's a grid of infrared LEDs. You can see them, kind of see them on the side there. Invisible to the human eye, but you can see them there. You can see them all along the rail. So it goes all along the sides, both sides, and there's a grid that shoots out across the playfield, so it can track the ball across the screen. It's not a touch screen. It's tracked by those infrared lights. So that gives you all sorts of interactivity down here on the bottom half of the playfield, or bottom 2/3 of the playfield. So a common critique when I'm streaming with that overhead view is like, oh, there's nothing going on in the bottom part of the playfield. It's all wide open. Well, it's really not, because the games will put things on the screen for you to shoot. So there's like an infinite number of things to shoot down here, because it can go anywhere on the screen. Even you'll see, like when I play Lexi Lightspeed or rocks, the rocks can come down and like get as close to the flippers way down here, and then it can damage your flipper. So there's all sorts of stuff that can happen on the screen itself. On the side, you've got some virtual stand-up targets. So you hit those, and they act like standard stand-up targets on the sides. And then in the back, just beyond the screen, you have the walls and scoops, which the big parts are the scoops, and in front of the scoops are walls that can come up and block the ball. So the ball can either go in the scoop, or it can get blocked and shot back at you, depending on what's happening in the game. This playfield is Heist. It's their as of right now, it's their latest release, and it's a great game. It's got a lot going on, a lot of cool shots, cool flow to it. So looking left to right, you got a left orbit, left ramp. You've got an inner loop there from the upper flipper there. You can shoot the side loop. You've got a inner loop, the quick turnaround loop around the prison. You got the prison doors in the middle that open up and close, so you can either bash the door or have it go in. The right ramp, which returns to the right side, and then your right orbit there. Not to mention this awesome crane that's happening right here, one of the coolest toys in pinball. So if you look over here, you can see there's a diverter on the right ramp, and once it hits that diverter, if it stops there and you're in a mode where the crane's going to pick it up, it'll stop it there. The crane grabs it with a magnet underneath, and then it can swing it down over the playfield. So once it's over the playfield, it can do a couple things. It can hold the ball, so you can smash the ball off the crane. The crane can come all the way down, so you can smash the crane itself with the ball. The crane can swing back and forth. It goes in and out, up and down, all sorts of crazy things. So it can do stuff like, it can act like a crane out of like Batman 66 or Batman Dark Knight or Last Action Hero. It can also act like the Miss Multiball when it's holding the ball and you need to start and knock it off for the start of the crane multiball. There's a lot of cool stuff it can do. And if you've watched the streams I've done on Heist, you've seen some of that. But I recommend checking out some of the other videos that we've done on this game if you want to see gameplay. But so that's kind of how it works from the general overview of the playfield. But what's cool is, say I've been playing a lot of Heist, I don't want to mix it up, I want to try something different. I can take this whole section from the back of the scoops here all the way back. It lifts up, and if you look in the back, You can kind of see there's a handle back there. So I'll pull this out and we'll be able to show you how that works. There's also, you can change out the artwork on the slingshots if you want, and I have the upgraded art that goes over the side targets too. So a lot of cool customization you can do with this. So why don't we get into that and I'll show you how that works. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to swap the playfields out. So the first thing you want to do, you want to make sure the power's off. So you just reach under. Thankfully, it's in a nice convenient spot there underneath. This is a glare guard that I use on all my games. It prevents the again, backglass and stuff from reflecting down. So this is an add-on. You can grab bent plastic and get them from Pinball Life. So the first thing you're going to do is open the coin door. It's got the standard lockdown bar, the Bally Williams kind of standard style lockdown bar. Slide the handle over to the left, lift the lockdown bar off, and off you go. I always close the door before I take glass off of my pinball machines because I don't want it to hit the top of the door and potentially scratch it. So you just pull the glass out, set that off to the side. Actually, I'm going to put it over here because I need to get over to the side. You'll see why here in a second. Then you, so lifting up the playfield on the P3 is a little bit different. There's a couple different service positions you can put it in, but for swapping out the playfield, all we want to do is lift up, and then you're going to feel it kind of catch, and you just lower it down. There's a nice little bar here that just rests on the lockdown bar area, and that's all there is to it. So pretty easy so far, right? All right, now I'll bring you over here and we'll show you how to get the back of the playfield out. All right, here we are at the back of the playfield, and there's just a couple things you need to do back here to get the playfield out. So on each side of the playfield, there's a latch, I guess is I would call it. You just push that back, one on each side. You'll feel it click into place, and that will free up the front of the playfield. In the back, there's just a few connectors, and you'll say, each one of these games is going to have some instructions right on the back. It says, do not lift the playfield by the crane, lift using the underside of the OCPD building, which is right in here. So you want to lift from in here. Each game gives you a place to grab onto and lift it out. Do not lift it by the crane. You'll have a bad day if you do that. Always turn off power before handling the interface connector. So once you've got the power off and you've got your latches open, you can just reach back here and pinch these connectors. And there's like a standard power connector there. There's a USB and Ethernet style connector. The Ethernet style connector is not used in every game. On Lexi Lightspeed it's used because there's a mini screen on the playfield, and that sends your data to the mini screen. And then there's another Molex style connector there on the back. So that's it. You're all disconnected. I kind of hang that over the side, and then you just lift it up and slide it out. Okay, so now you can see the inside of the cabinet, and there's a couple things you want to do. Actually, there's just one thing you want to do before you put the new game in. You want to push these balls. So this is the big trough. So if you've seen the 15-ball multi-ball, people are always like, how does a trough hold 15 pinballs? So 15-ball multi-ball has been added into Heist as the big final wizard mode. Hype action, end of the game. You get there and the game goes crazy and shoots out 15 balls. But this is where they all get held. They held in the back. So if you look at the P3, there's no traditional shooter lane on the system like you would see on a traditional pinball machine. You would pull a plunger or push the button on the front of the machine. The ball would shoot out from the trough that's in the drain area up to the back of the pinball machine and then put the ball into play. The P3 kind of works the opposite way. It keeps all the balls in the back of the machine, and then it kicks the balls up. You'll see there's vertical up kickers all along here. So at any one of those vertical up kickers, the coil can kick the ball up into play at various points from the back of the pinball machine. So if you've ever played like Star Trek Next Generation, when the ball is staged around the playfield and it gives you that like instant response when you shoot a shot, the ball fires back out another shot. The P3 can do stuff like that right out of the box. So that's the trough. So it can hold some ridiculous number of balls. It can hold way more than 15. I've heard up to like 99. Don't quote me on that, but it could be something as crazy as that. So, but when you're swapping playfields, you want to take all the balls and just kind of push them forward into the pan. that's going to get them out of the way, get them ready to get staged up for the next playfield when you get it put in. So you just push all these ahead, and you'll be good to go. So when you bring your new playfield over, you just want to line it up with these this slotted groove right here. Slide it right in there. You're going to see the playfield slide down, and then you just push these latches forward, and it's going to lock it into place. All right, easy stuff. All right, so let me grab a playfield, and we'll show you how that works. Okay, this is where I store my extra P3 playfields. The boxes that the games ship in, the playfields ship in, we'll store the games, and they will fit underneath your P3, up to 2 of them. But this was some plans that were going out on Pinside. Shout out to Nick Baldridge. He gave me his plans, and I built this out of those. I even found a place online that does vinyl covers and got the P3 logo printed on there. Totally unauthorized. Don't sue me, Jerry and company, but won't be sharing that. We're not selling them for profit. I only did it for myself. So you can do cool stuff like that and get creative with it so it looks good under your pinball machine. So let me show you what's going on here. So you just kind of flip this up, and boom, there's 2 playfields. So the cover's nice because it keeps the dust off of it. But this is Cosmic Kart Racing. This is Lexi Lightspeed. I think I'll just show you Lexi Lightspeed because it's got the extra connector on it when we drop it in there to show you how it works. But it's just as easy as this. You just kind of lift it up, take it right over to the pinball machine. And then once I have this installed, I'll put the Heist playfield back in its spot once I have it lined up. So let's take it back over there and show you how it goes in. Okay, let me just grab this playfield and we'll bring it over and drop it in and show you how quickly this goes. Just bring it over here, line it up with the slots, let it go. 2 latches, a couple plugs, and you'll be good to go. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, and 4. And we're done. This game can be booted up and played as is. But I'm going to show you a couple other things you can do to customize the game, including changing out the apron art that's magnetic. It's really cool. The side art and the slingshot art. All right, you need 2 tools for this. For the slingshot art, you want a 1/4-inch nut driver. You should have one of those in your pinball toolbox by now. And for the side art, you want a 5/32 Allen wrench. Pretty standard stuff here. I'll start with the slingshot art. Again, this in no way impacts gameplay. You can leave some of the more generic art in here and just swap games easily. You'd be done and playing by now. But I like to get the full artistic experience. So I like it to be a little more world under glass, as they say. So I'm going to go ahead. I like to swap out my art when I do this. So I just loosen these up real quick. And you know, this new slingshot art and side art is a new add-on that Multimorphic started offering, and I like that they do it. It's a cool way to kind of mod out your game and make the bottom of the playfield pop in to kind of complement the rest of the screen. Because I mean, honestly, when the game's on and the screen's going, there's tons happening, and the art is super neat. But I like having the art on the other areas of the playfield too. So that's it. The slingshot posts are out. I keep my extras in bubble wrap inside the coin door. So you can just pop those on there. And then you take the nuts that you took off and just screw them back on. And we'll have Lexi Lightspeed slingshot art here in a sec. There's 2. And the other side. Boom. Done. I'm gonna just grab my nut driver, tighten them down. Don't over tighten them. Just get them tight enough that they're nice and sturdy. Okay, so that's it. All done with that. If you got side art and you want to swap that out, take your Allen wrench, and there's going to be 4 nuts on the side. So you loosen those up, So there's 2 for the art and 2 for the ramp, so the ramp return. So you just, first thing you want to do is unscrew the ramp, take the ramp off. And everything kind of locks into these side channels. It's really, really cool system. There's 1, 2, and then just leave the, I need this one. At the top set our art screw instead of the ramp screw. So right, there's 2. You just leave the nuts in there. Set the ramp aside. Get your other screw here for the side art, and boom, there you go. That's out. Grab your left side art and one of the screws. I always kind of line it up with the, so there's the shape of the side targets. I always line it up with that. And then make sure the nut is in place and screw it. Grab your ramp. And a screw. Line it up with the nut that's in the side rail channel here. I like to start it but not tighten it down all the way yet. Same thing with the other one. And then you'll see there's, in the art, there's little cutouts. So I like to line it up with the middle of the cutouts and then tighten it down. And we're set. That's all there is to it. All right, let's go to the other side. Same thing over here. Take out the ramp first. On the side, I use my pin gulp and put the screws in there. All right, that's ramp. I'll just set that there. Grab your art, line it up with the side target, and screw it in. So this is taking me longer than it would normally take because I'm kind of talking through how I would do it. But start to finish, all said and done, you can swap a game with all the art and everything in about 5 minutes. It's pretty good. Way better if you remember, if you ever swapped a Playfield on something like the Pinball 2000 system. Way quicker, way more convenient than that because you're not moving a whole Playfield, you're just moving the back part of the Playfield in and out of the cabinet. If you've ever seen the highway system where you had to swap out the whole Playfield. Yeah, you can do it quick, but that sucker's heavy. It's going to be hard to do on your own. So there you go, we got a brand new game. All right, there's one more thing we can do here to customize the game while we're swapping it out, and that is this apron art, which is, so down here you traditionally have some art and the rule cards. On the P3, it's magnetic, just pops right off. Set that to the side. I'm gonna grab my Lexi Lightspeed art. And line it up here so it fits between the little hinges here. And we're going to show you what's under here later too. It's very cool stuff. So that's it. I'll get my other art out of here. And we have a fully transformed game. You just grab this, grab it right here. There's a little cutout here for your hand. Lift it up. And let the game kind of pull it right back in. The gravity will pull it all the way in. Then you'll be good. You can just boot it up. So you can see the whole boot sequence here. and you'll hear the ball is kicking back into the trough in the back. It's pretty loud because we have the glass. That'll just stabilize the balls. And you'll see now, because we swapped the playfield, it's going to unlock the games that are compatible with this playfield. So, Hooping It Up works with the Lexi playfield. This is the main Lexi Lightspeed Escape from Earth. This is Secret Agent Showdown. And there's a couple games that work with all of the playfields. Games like Rocks, which is a space or asteroids kind of game. Shoot and Scoot. I always get that backwards. Shoot and Scoot, because you shoot first and then you scoot. And then Barnyard, the all-time classic Barnyard. So when you're ready to select your game, let's go to Lexi Lightspeed. You just hit the launch button there. It'll boot up. And in just a second, you'll have your new game. There you go. Lexi's booting up. Takes a second to calibrate the ship in the back. That's a 8-ball physical ball lock in the back of the machine that rotates, so it just takes a sec to kind of find its home position. And once you do that, you're good to go. You just hit the start button, and you can play.
Wake up, Loki. We've reached another planet. When am I not?
So there's a cool little story that introduces the game here. So, but if you want to exit back out, just open the coin door and hold the start button, and that'll pop you back out to the menu. I also have my game set up, so you don't have to open the coin door. You just hold the start button. But for operators, if you have this out on location, you're taking money, you don't want people messing with switching games and getting into your settings and stuff. You can lock it down, so you have to open the coin door to get back to your menu. But then you can just say, I want to play some hoops, switch over, and then Hooping It Up's going to boot up. There you go. Now you're playing basketball. It's just as easy as that. So that's kind of how you swap games, how you switch games once your new playfield's in. You can switch between all the games that work with that playfield. So really cool stuff. One other thing you can do that I didn't mention before is you see that art. So say you got this game on location, or you get a new game and you really like the art for that game. You're like, man, I bought a heist and I wish I had Lexi Lightspeed. So if you want, you can buy new art for the cabinet, and again, it's magnetic, so it just pops right off. Nothing to it. You slap the new art on. These are the button boxes on the side. There's 3 buttons. Each game will show you kind of what each button does. Jay, when he was over the other day, he said, "Why does this game have so many buttons?" But they're all very, very well integrated. Gives you a lot of options. Video game style. You have different ways to interact with the pinball machines. Very cool. Stuff like that. So there's also art on the side of the head that is magnetic as well, so you can swap that too. That's going to do it for our first in-depth look at the Multimorphic P3. We're going to be back with some more videos showing you some of the cool tech that's under the hood of this machine. There's a lot of neat stuff happening. Really a cool step forward for pinball. And if you like innovation in your pinball machines, it doesn't get any more innovative than the P3. It's really kind of pushing the envelope when it comes to pinball and what it can do and the kinds of things it can do. So there's going to be more of that in the weeks ahead. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. All that YouTube stuff. So comment, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Did I get them all? I think I got them all. All right, so we'll catch you next time. In the meantime, be sure to follow us on Twitch and watch us over there while we live stream gameplay on the P3 and many more pinball machines. So we'll see you then. Bye.